Hi everyone, my name is Jason Sigaili and I'm the animator for Development and Peace for Manitoba and Thunder Bay. On behalf of Development and Peace, the social justice organization of the Catholic Church here in Canada, I would like to greet the Catholic School District of Thunder Bay a very joyous, blessed, and fruitful Catholic Schools Week. I know that this pandemic has been very difficult for many of us. We're learning from home, we're doing our homework online. It has very much been a year of adjustment. But I hope and pray that despite these situations, you are all able to learn and to take new knowledge out of these experiences. It is with great honor and great pleasure that I share a talk with all of you in regards to social and ecological responsibility. And today I will actually be bringing you on my adventure of the Grocery Challenge, which is one of the challenges and activities of development and peace. So without further ado, let me take you on my journey. Hi everyone, I'm just on my way now to the local grocery store. I'm excited to see the different things that are there, both locally and not local. I'm looking forward to comparing these ingredients together and seeing how those ingredients are different, where they were made, and the process as to how they came to the supermarket. So I will see you guys soon. Hi everyone, so I'm here in the produce section of my local grocery store, and I love eating tomatoes. Tomatoes are pretty awesome and they're really good. So I found these tomatoes. These ones are actually a product of Mexico, so quite far away from Canada. I'm from Manitoba. However, I did find these tomatoes at the bottom here. They are actually from Otterburn, Manitoba. So if we compare the price, this one is around $3.99. So these are the tomatoes from Mexico, whereas the tomatoes that are local from Manitoba are actually $4.99. So $1 difference, but again, supporting local, which is really important, especially in this day and age. We are now in the coffee section. So I hope not a lot of you drink coffee. Or if you do, drink a little bit of coffee. If you know your parents drink coffee, let's take a look at this very famous breakfast drink. I am now in the coffee aisle, and here we're going to take a look at the different coffees, where they come from, and also take a look at the prices. So let's first take a look at this one. So this is the Van Hout Colombian medium coffee. This is 340 grams. And this is around $9.99. However, there's this Fair Trade coffee from Ethical Bean Coffee. It's organic and it's also fair trade. So if we take a look at that, this one's around $13.49, so a little bit more expensive. However, this coffee is a fair trade, which means that the different companies that work together ensure that the farmers and local producers are making sure that they are properly paid for their product. So again, a win-win situation, and also respecting and giving dignity to the work of the people that produce this beautiful drink. All right, everyone, we are now here in the dairy section. And here I found different milks, some that are local, some from other places outside of Canada. So this milk that I found is actually organic. So there's no GMOs, which means that these animals that are consuming these products are not consuming any chemicals, but everything is all natural. So this milk is around $5.69, and this is for 2 liters. 2 liters, 2% milk. Again, I love milk, and really interesting how this milk is actually organic. Whereas this milk, for example, I'll grab this one. Okay, so this one is Also 2% milk. However, this one is not necessarily organic. So again, what difference does that make? That can also influence the way how chemicals are absorbed into our body, and also how the animals are also being treated and how they're living as well. So this one is $5.49, so a little bit different, and just slightly a bit more cheaper. Okay, next aisle is for breakfast. So who here likes syrup with their pancakes? Okay, I'm now in the syrup aisle. I don't know what you guys like having with your pancakes, but I love having syrup. Some people have cheese, some people have peanut butter, jam on their pancakes, but I actually love having syrup. So there are two syrups that I found here. The first syrup is the good old classic Aunt Jemima. This one is $4.99. However, I noticed at the back here there's a bunch of different chemicals on them. I don't know if you can all see those, but I'll read it out. Some of them I can't even pronounce, so that's quite interesting to note too. One of them is sodium benzoate, sodium hexametaphosphate, sorbic acid, and sulfite. So different chemicals, different ingredients that are found in this type of syrup. Let's take a look at the organic syrup over here. So this one's a little bit more expensive, so $4 more expensive. So this one's $8.29. So again, this is organic. And if we look at the ingredients, it just says here, organic maple syrup. So quite the difference between prices, but also the difference in terms of chemicals that we are finding in both foods that are organic and foods that are not organic as well. And now we are in the peanut butter area. So for those of you who love peanut butter and jam, peanut butter jelly time, we're gonna take a look at some of the ingredients here. The next product I have here is peanut butter. So again, I love peanut butter, love having it on toast, on celery sticks. I know that's probably weird, but also one of my favorite snacks. Here I actually have a peanut butter that is organic. So again, 500 grams, sort of like your standard size for peanut butter. And this is locally made, so it's in Canada. And it's also non-GMO and also gluten-free. This peanut butter here is around, let me just double check here, is around $6.99. So a little bit more expensive. But again, organic and containing less chemicals. Let's take a look at some of the ingredients. So here it says, oh, that's the French side. Let's look at the English side here. Dry roasted blanched organic peanuts. There we go. Let's take a look at some of the other ones. So same size here. This is the Jif peanut butter. This is $4.99. And this one was product of the USA. Some of the ingredients that we have here: roasted peanuts, sugar, peanut oil, hydrogenated vegetable oil, salt, mono and diglycerides, cooking molasses, and vegetable oil. So again, different ingredients in this peanut butter versus the organic one. Prices are a little bit different, and locations of where they were made a little bit different as well. We are now in the meat section. So let's take a look at the different foods that are found here. So I'm here now in the meat and poultry section, and here are some of the things that I found. I don't know about you, but I love burgers too. It's almost burger season, I guess, coming up in the summer or spring. But here I have these burgers here that are actually plant-based burgers. So these burgers are made with non-GMO ingredients, and they're a lot more sustainable than regular patties coming from animals. So from cows, you have pork burgers, etc. So these ones are regular burgers with meat and with cheese. And one thing that's really important to note is that the meat industry takes up a lot of energy and a lot of resources that also contribute to a lot of climate change as well. Whereas plant-based burgers would be a lot more sustainable because they don't require as much resources and energy to be able to make them. I don't know about you, but I love candy. And let's take a look at some of my favorite chocolates. The next aisle I'm visiting is probably one of my favorites. It is the candy aisle. So let's take a look at some of the chocolates because that's like my ultimate favorite candy. And take a look at some of them. So the first one that I have here is this regular Cadbury Premium Dark Chocolate. This is 100 grams. And this one is $3.19. So this is this chocolate. However, I also did find some of these chocolates that were fair trade and some of these chocolates that were sustainably made. So this is around $3.50. So this is fair trade and organic. And the other chocolate that I found, which, you know what, is actually one of my favorite. I love salted caramel. I like salt and chocolate. I don't know if that's weird. Anywho, this is the Cadbury Dairy Chocolate with salted caramel. And this is 100% sustainably sourced cocoa. So again, some interesting facts about chocolate and also where they come from. Although they might be a really, really great dessert, we also have to be more conscious as to what ingredients are in there and how they came to be. For this question, I think that it's super important that as Catholic Christians, we become more aware as to how our purchases affect the bigger world. For example, the more knowledge we know as to how our food comes to our plate, the more we're able to make better decisions as to what foods we will be purchasing and therefore also supporting. So I encourage you to continue reading more about sustainable foods, to learn more about organic foods, and to see how we can support local businesses. Because by doing so, we are able to not only support our local grocers, our local people who work in markets, but we are also able to make sure that the people that have made our food and who have prepared our food are being treated in a fair way and respected for the work that they do. Also, by consuming foods that are more local, by consuming foods that don't contain GMOs, by consuming foods that are more organic, we're able to also live a healthier lifestyle. So there's a lot of more benefit of supporting local and sustainable and fair trade foods rather than buying your mainstream local foods. So I encourage you to be more conscious and to be more aware as to how our foods impact the world as a whole. Thanks everyone for being part of my journey for today. I hope and pray that the rest of your Catholic Schools Week goes well, and I hope that you've learned a lot about different things that you can do. I encourage you to be able to continue the conversation with your friends, with your family, with your teachers as to how you can continue to become responsible and active Catholic citizens in our country today. So don't forget, support local and to also be aware as to what the foods you are eating. With all that being said, have a great week and God bless.